Thursday with Mansfield today, and joining us in the studio, the boss man from Flight Centre, Andrew Stark. Andrew, nice to have you with us once again.
Nice to be back.
And you know what? You know what's the nicest part about this whole thing? We've actually got some good news. Can you believe it? we've been sitting in the studio for just on a month now, over a month, and all we've been reporting on realistically is COVID restrictions, what you have to do, where you can go, and it's got to a point. We were talking last week on the phone. It's got to a point where you're going, what else can we talk about? Because there's really nothing. I mean, it's got down to and that's where we were worried last week. It got down to the stage where you couldn't even get out of Gauteng. You know what I mean? Or into Gauteng. But some great news. So, sir, over to you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I mean, you wouldn't think we're in a lockdown, hey? I mean, we are in lockdown. Gauteng, there's, as we were saying on the phone, where do you go from a leisure perspective? So as we were talking, but before I introduce them, I just want to say what the good news is the Proteas won the series against the West Indies. I think that's fantastic news. And the Springboks looked fantastic against Georgia. I thought was good as well. So other than the Lions losing, which I thought they had a good run on it. But look, from a travel perspective, it is exciting. We are in a lockdown in Gauteng. There's very little places to go. We know that. Some of our local carriers have stopped flying for the next couple of days, should the restrictions continue for another 2 weeks. But we have got good news. The good news is, guess what? South Africa's favorite destination, Mauritius, is opening up. I know, look how excited you're going to start crying.
I know.
Is open up in October. And this is exciting news for South Africans. I think we need some exciting news, don't we? Yes. We need something to look forward to. I know that's the favorite question at any braai that I have with family and friends is, Andrew, when is Mauritius opening? We've got a definite date. It seems like it's all going to go according to plan. And what we thought we'll do for this session is bring in one of our preferred partners in the space, Beachcomber Tours, who we worked with for many, many years. 27 years we've been around. I think it's been 27 years with Terry, Joe, and the team. They down in Cape Town. They haven't got great weather. It's raining. Not as good as our weather up in Gauteng. But we've asked them to talk to us about Mauritius and what's happening. I think there's lots of questions. And I think through all the audience feedback over the last 4 or 5 weeks that we've been on this journey with you, and it's been a fantastic journey, a lot of questions about when is Mauritius opening, what's happening, what are South Africans going to do. So I thought it'd be good to bring them on board.
Absolutely. Let's bring them on board right now in the form of Terry Munro and Joe Fasaki from Beachcomber. You guys must be absolutely ecstatic about this news. Terry, first question to you though, why October?
Hi Jeremy, good to chat to you. It's been a while. Sorry we're not on a beach with a phoenix in our hand or a cocktail. But it's been a tough 15 months, and I must say our directors in Mauritius have been amazing. They've handled this thing so effectively. They've been in communication with the government. They worked with the government and the tourism ministry to plan the way forward. And what I love about it is they've given us 4 months notice for opening. So it's not this open today, close, open. It's 4 months. Everyone can plan everything. And yay, our South Africans will be back on those beaches soon. So obviously from a financial point of view, one has to cut costs like the hotels did. The government there was fantastic with paying staff substantial monies, like 25,000 rupees, 10,000 rand a month minimum, and really looking after the people. And the banks were great with reducing the loan repayments and looking after the hotel industry in Mauritius. So that was all a great plus. And then the real cherry on top for us is that Beachcomber Hotels have just negotiated with the Mauritius Investment Corporation a loan of 2.5 billion rupees, which has got a very low interest rate and is repayable over 9 years. So that and as you all know, Beachcomber is a public company quoted on the Mauritian Stock Exchange. And this just gives all the security that clients know, travel agents know, that their money is safe with Beachcomber. So we're in a good space now, and we're looking forward to the industry opening. The businesses that lean on tourism as well in Mauritius are going to, all get flying again. And yeah, we just can't wait. And yeah, I'm going to be on that plane pretty soon.
Terry, talking about flying is probably a very pertinent question as well. Who will be flying into Mauritius come October?
Okay, so the good news is we've got SAF Air coming on board. They weren't on before, so that's an addition. Air Mauritius, who will be out of business rescue in January, but they are already flying in and out of Europe, and their flights are already listed for South Africa. BA Comair, they prior to COVID, they flew once a week, and we're sure that'll continue. And then, of course, SAA, we need to see what's going to happen there, but I'm sure Mauritius will be one of their top destinations they'll want to fly to due to it being so popular. So I think we're in for some good news there with additional flights and good loads, yes.
Okay, Joe, they can carry on waffling on about who's flying in and all the rest. I'm looking at dates now already. What do I have to... December is looking good. December is looking damn good. What do I have to have in place to be able to get into Mauritius?
So you need to be vaccinated, and you need to obviously have a negative PCR test. And I think what you were asking earlier about why October, it's also due to the fact that the Mauritius vaccine campaign has gone so well in Mauritius that by the end of September, they'll have herd immunity. And yeah, they're looking to invite vaccinated travelers.
What happens in the case of, because we all know that Mauritius is a very, very family-oriented destination. What happens to kids who may not yet have been vaccinated? Because we don't know how far this is going to be by, let's say, October, November, December. Will kids also have to have had the vaccination?
So the vaccinated passengers we're talking about are only for over 18 years of age. And then the PCR test is for everyone.
Okay. Well, that makes life a little bit easier then. The industry, just to come back to it, the entire island must have taken a whack, because that entire island is so dependent on the tourism industry. I mean, there are other industries, there are financials, and there's a certain amount of agriculture and all the rest of it. But the tourism industry is really the backbone of that country, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely huge for Mauritius. And it hasn't been an easy time for them. But as Terry explained with, I think he mentioned the salaries, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the salaries that have been given by the government and the MIC that's in place for the loans, it's really helped the staff of the hotels and the hotels themselves to be buoyant through this stage and really get through it.
Andrew, I suppose this is the time now when you guys get excited as well, because this is a time when you and people like Terry and Joe sit down and say, okay, what can we do here? What packages can we put together? When do you think that between you and Beachcomber, you'll be able to start putting out packages for this?
It's there. It started last week. So you didn't obviously get the electronic mailer, but it's last week. So we've got...
So I missed out on the first wave already.
Yeah, so we can't actually, we're full, so we can't accommodate you. But we've, and I know you're waiting for the all-inclusive packages. That's what I was going to say. Yes,
absolutely. Paradis, all-inclusive. That's me, baby.
But Terry also said to me, that's why you apparently you've been banned from Paradis Golf Challenge.
Yeah, no, the nice thing about Paradis, you see, is that when you get banned from Paradis, you walk across the golf course and
Dina Robin.
yes, you're at the next hotel.
But no, so those deals are out there. So Beachcomber last week, as well as Flight Centre, launched some really fantastic deals in the marketplace. It's there. It's land only for now. Sorry, this earpiece keeps falling. Maybe I have a small ear. But we've got 40% discounts across the board. Land only deals whilst we tie up air.
Okay.
Air is not. That's why air is quite a pertinent question around how you're going to get there. Because there are some funny questions from customers as well. Some people have even offered to take their boat to Mauritius in order to get there. That's how desperate they are. So we've got land-only deals available on our website, as well as Beachcomber's got a fantastic deal with us as well. They're out for sale, land-only, October. But as you start getting towards December school holidays, obviously we'll probably then tie in a better idea of what airlines are flying into Mauritius. Okay. Even before the days, we say the old SAA, it was a very lucrative route for SAA. So it's sounding what Terry's saying is going to be more airlines than ever actually flying back to Mauritius, which is really exciting. So the deals are there, and again for South Africans, we'll tailor make them for the needs. All inclusive, why I joke, it's very popular with South Africans. Yeah. Again, because your rand goes much further, and I think the rand seems to have strengthened against the rupee, so that's obviously good news as well. Because during this year and a half where the rand has strengthened, we haven't been able to travel. Now we can to Mauritius as well. So that's really, really good news as well. And like you say, Mauritius is fantastic for families. It's all in, it's all there. And I think there is high demand already for Mauritius.
Terry, just out of interest, from a Beachcomber point of view, more or less, how many sort of beds do you have available in Mauritius to South Africans?
So it's 2,000 rooms plus, so yeah, probably 4,000 or 5,000 beds, plenty of opportunity. And I think if I can just add on to what Andrew said there is that the key factor with this special is that clients should book now. They don't have to pay any money. There's no cancellation fee, okay? But you secure that 40% discount. And if you want to change your dates, you can do so without any additional charge, except if you travel in a different season, obviously you pay the higher season rate, but you still carry forward your 40% discount. And for this reason, I really encourage people to book ASAP. I know there are specials out in the industry, but for various destinations, but this is gold. This is something that for all Mauritian clients, you should book at least to secure this discount. It's a great opportunity. Just to let you know, we've got 11,000 passengers booked to travel in the future, which has resulted from people carrying forward their holidays from pre-COVID times. We've nurtured those people and managed to keep 11,000 people on the book. So we're really expecting it to become busy. So if I can just recommend that clients book, even if they don't have to worry about paying, they don't have to worry about when they will be vaccinated, just bank the discount.
Yes.
And phone Flight Centre and do it.
Yeah.
Terry, just a quick one as well to jump in. A good question everyone asks is what's been happening to the resorts? And I think James was alluding to that as well. During a 15-month, call it, sort of we've locked hotels down. I know you got some really good insights there with regards to the infrastructure development that you guys have been doing with your hotels. Do you want to give us a brief overview of what's been happening in the last 15 months with Beachcomber Resorts on the island?
Yeah, I'll jump in, Andrew, because we had an amazing presentation from the GMs at each of our resorts, really detailing exactly what's been happening over all these months within the resort. And it just was so encouraging and so positive. We'd have to spend a day going through it all with you, but I just wanted to highlight a few points. For example, they've made some really important investment decisions over this time. So, for example, we've retiled quite a few of our large swimming pools, so they're looking brand new. We've installed new air conditioners. We've got new gym equipment. We've refreshed quite a few rooms. We've looked at new furniture in the public areas. An exciting thing that we did earlier this year is we installed solar panels at 4 of our resorts. I think it's about just over 3,000 solar panels, and then we'll be doing it at the other resorts as well. And this is not only our commitment to solar energy and our eco-responsibility, but it's also first in the Mauritius hotel industries that to install a solar to this extent. And then they've come up with some really creative ideas, like there's exciting new beach and bar concepts, there's new menus that have been looked up, there's new additions to the kids club, to the sports areas, just really, really exciting stuff. And I mean, our hotels, the maintenance has never been better. The ocean's looking amazing, the beach is looking amazing. The resorts are in top-notch condition. So we're more than ready to press go, and we can't wait to welcome all those clients back. And I think if you don't mind me adding, I think it's also important because, you could have clients that might have an impression that hotels have deteriorated over this time, or people haven't taken care. And that's definitely not the case at our 8 resorts. They really are looking amazing. Super
That's
ready.
fantastic news. I think to welcome back South Africans, make sure you're investing in your food and beverage and those menus. We've got lockdowns where we've got alcohol restrictions. You can just imagine all the South Africans heading to Mauritius anytime soon.
I was just thinking one thing Joe mentioned there, which she said the oceans are looking great. I remember when we came out of our heavy lockdown and we could travel once again. The first time I went back to the bush, the change in the bush was absolutely incredible because there'd been no one in the parks, and on the game in the game reserves, and it was absolutely amazing. So I think the first South Africans who arrive in Mauritius are going to be the ones who are going to be exposed to this
The coral reefs and
everything
beaches,
that's just
untouched.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I can't wait for that transfer from the airport going through the sugar cane,
Yes.
and then eventually, getting there and, like you say, having your cold phoenix and the kids are taken care of, and your themed. Remember those themed dinners?
Yes.
It seems like a distant memory.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
it is a distant memory actually. I think it was about two and a half years ago that I was last in Mauritius, and it's quite an emotional time. I need to speak to you about dates, by the way. Joe and Thea, thank you very much for joining us in the studio, in the Flight Centre and Mansfield Today studio on this Thursday. It's been great talking to you and great news from you. And I'm sure that the entire team at Beachcomber must be absolutely over the moon that they can start welcoming people back to Île Maurice. So thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Jeremy.
you.
Much appreciate.
Yeah, and Thea, nice to see you haven't gone grey yet.
Theo, is it Theo or Terry?
I did not say Theo.
Yeah, you said Theo, maybe.
Okay.
You're too excited about Mauritius.
Yeah, I am. I actually am. I'm ecstatic about this.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of South Africans will be. Because it is one of our preferred destinations. I'll never forget interviewing two guys from, I can't remember which airline they were from. We were talking about air stewards, and these two guys said, because I said, is there an air steward who's out there who's prepared to come into the studio and talk to us next week? And we got a whole lot of replies from air stewards, and these two guys arrived. They were absolutely hilarious. And they were talking about the terminology. The captain is they used to call them bangles or something because of all the stripes on their arms and that. And I said at the end of the interview, I said to both of them, where's your next destination? And the first guy said, well, I'm flying tomorrow to New York. And I said, and you, where's your next destination? He said, Buru Bahamas. I said, where? Buru Bahamas. I said, what the hell is that? He said, Mauritius. But it is one of our favorite destinations as South Africans, and great news to hear that it's open. Great news to hear that Flight Centre's got specials running, and also great advice from Terry about booking now and banking your booking as well.
Absolutely. And I think we still maintain this. There's never a better time to book travel. Prices are at all-time low, and as long as there's flexibility, and that's one thing that we've been working very closely with our suppliers on, is to make sure South Africans have flexibility when booking. So if anything goes wrong and you need to move it out by a couple of weeks or a couple of months, the option's there, and you don't lose out on your money. I think that's key.
Right. Get on the phone, get on your computer. You know the address, www.flightcentre.co.za. The number runs on the ticker tape as well. You can give them a call, or if you feel safe enough, go in, sit down with one of their very capable agents and make those bookings. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You and I have got some talking to do, my man. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us.
Jeremy.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Back here. Andrew Stark, the MD of Flight Centre on Mansfield today. And on that feel-good note, until next time, cherry bye.